Hi, my name is DJ Williams, and I own Love and Bloom Flower Shop with my daughter Madison. When I was a little girl, my playground was a cemetery. I know that sounds creepy, but to me, it was a beautiful park filled with gorgeous flowers that my mother and grandparents made. You see, my family owned the Hollywood Cemetery Flower Shop, so while they worked, I played outside. Years after my grandparents sold their flower shop, I had the opportunity to buy a flower shop of my own. My daughter needed a career path and could learn the art of flowers from my 75-year-old mom, and I needed a creative outlet as well as something to prove that all my marketing knowledge really could work in the real world without the comfort of a big corporation behind me. So I went all in. I took a loan from my 401k. I borrowed the rest from a friend. I was going to keep my day job to keep us afloat, but my kid and my mom gave up their jobs to work full time at the flower shop. It was really sink or swim. And swim we did. After 3 years of floundering about and dialing in the marketing messages and magic, as they say, and the business efficiencies, we made a true little failure of a flower shop on its fourth owner in 16 years into a thriving, sustainable, profitable business. And then the pandemic hit, and the world came to a grinding halt. We were terrified. How on earth are we going to keep the doors open when we can't operate? Our family's business, after all this work, we were going to be destroyed by a spiny, miserable virus that was killing people. I'd be just another failure with 401k debt, and my kid and my mom would be out of a job. What the heck are we going to do? Oh, these were the thoughts that kept me panicked at night in the early days of the lockdown. So my kid and I talked it over, and we were going to try to find a way to save the flower shop despite many people suggesting we should just close the doors. So the first thing we did was tuck my mom away in the house. She didn't like that at all. But we weren't about to risk her life. And she'd been a critical component to teaching us everything we knew about running a flower shop. And she was our head designer. We always knew we'd have to do this someday without her, but it was really like ripping a Band-Aid off, and it was really scary. By now, we'd found out that flowers fell under agriculture, and we were an essential business. If we could manage going to full online and curbside only, we could do this. But we knew we couldn't keep our staff. The money just wasn't there, and we had to lay everyone off. It was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking moment for both of us. Throughout this, though, we didn't have a clue how we were going to pull this off. It was just two of us every day. We'd rely on each other, using our different skill sets to figure it out. I changed our marketing messages and focused on the joy flowers could bring to people while they were isolated. Madison figured out how to safely operate with COVID protocols. She made the flowers. I did deliveries and marketing. Our team and our relationship thrived. We could lift each other up when one of us got down. Every task was a football huddle, though. Discuss, divide, conquer, run the play, go. We were determined to make it. We adapted our business model and our processes to the times, and we started to begin winning. Sure enough, we started to see a difference. We went from financial loss and almost going under to just barely making it to thriving again. But we noticed something else. People were different. As the pandemic raged on and people were desperate for human connection, they realized flowers were a wonderful way to lift someone's spirits. Hey, I know we can't be together, but I'm thinking of you and I love you. It's what people would say. They wanted to send. We heard stories of people feeling so bad they couldn't be with their moms on their birthdays, or they couldn't visit their grandparents in nursing homes, and flowers were the only way that they could create a connection. So we heard also about nurses and doctors working themselves to death, and their families and friends would send flowers just to say, thanks, you're appreciated. Just hang in there. And people were appreciating us more. We'd hear, thank you for your service every day. It was shocking and felt very awkward. We weren't heroes, not like the frontline workers or medical people, but we were getting lumped in with that because humans needed connections, and flowers facilitate connection and they bring joy. Talk about feeling significant in a world that had turned upside down just because of kind acknowledgement from strangers. Ultimately, Madison and I learned that we could overcome adversity as long as we did it together. We learned the saying, there's no I in team was actually real. It was our teamwork, our trust, our faith in each other that pulled off the survival of our business. And through it all, we also learned that humanity was still alive and we were part of it. We helped enable human connection through our flowers, and that was important to us. And then again, I remembered why a cemetery can be beautiful, because it's a happy playground filled with gorgeous flowers sometimes. It comes down to perspective, attitude, and the willingness to overcome odds and believe in yourself. We're reminded that we're stronger together than alone, and that teamwork can strengthen a family's bond. We learn that you can adapt and adjust to your situation, and those adaptations will make your business even stronger. We learn that humanity is alive and well, and people still need each other. And what we do brings connection to people. and human connection is still as important as ever.